Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. Family, this video is about the city that's expected to pay $500,000 to settle a Taser lawsuit against a Chicago cop. Well, in my opinion, this $500,000 is a drop in the bucket of what they really, truly owe this couple. I'll tell you why. The city of Chicago is expected to pay $500,000 to settle a police brutality case involving a woman who suffered a miscarriage after being repeatedly shocked with a taser by a patrol officer with a troubling history, city records show. So you see, family, based on the first sentence I just read, it's because this cop caused this black woman here to have a miscarriage. In other words, there was a murder involved here, caused by a police officer. So he didn't just tase this woman, he caused her to have a miscarriage. So the officer actually caused a murder in this incident. And he's only getting away with $500,000. The city is getting away with only $500,000. For black life. $500,000 for black life. That was our future. But I digress. The amount appears on the agenda for an upcoming City Council Finance Committee meeting. The settlement requires approval from the entire council, which is scheduled to meet next week. A spokesman for the city Law Department declined to comment on the settlement before the matter is presented to the Finance Committee on Monday. The deal would be yet another payout for a lawsuit involving Patrick Kelly. That's the officer's name, Patrick Kelly, a 36-year-old Chicago Police Patrol officer who has had at least 27 investigations into his on and off duty conduct during his career. So here we have a police officer, a troubled one that has a history, 27 other incidents to be exact, of a police officer where the city is having to pay money because of his actions. But let's move on. The payout would bring the total for Kelly-related lawsuits, that's Patrick Kelly, related lawsuits to nearly $1.2 million so far in settlements and jury awards, including a $100,000 payout in a case in which a man accused Kelly of making a false arrest and holding a gun to his head. 2 cases, in addition to the Taser lawsuit, are pending. As of mid-March, the city has paid $2.4 million to private attorneys to defend lawsuits involving Patrick Kelly, who is still on active duty. Jeffrey Granich, the lawyer for the woman in the case, Elaina Turner, and her fiance Ulysses Green, said he is happy his clients got a measure of justice and hopes city leadership pays attention to the case. Well, yes, I'm happy for them too, but again, $500,000 for the loss of her child, the future of black people, that's a problem. They disregarded the life of her child that they caused the death of. They disregard it as if it wasn't even a life. And yet, every time when they lose a life, like for instance this Australian white woman, they want us to have crocodile tears along with them, and have a little sympathy along with them, and have a little empathy along with them. But they don't understand how we anger inside when they devalue our lives. And that's why we do declare Black Lives Matter, because you out there don't seem to understand or get that message. So moving on, quote, I hope this case, number one, makes the city aware of just how much problem officers like this hurt the department and hurt the city and hurt the taxpayers, Greenidge said. Well, for some reason, white supremacy and the white racist soldiers that we call cops parading around in Halloween costumes wearing plastic badges, well, they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care, taxpayers, how much money we have to shell out for their bad behavior. Records obtained by the Tribune show Patrick Kelly has been found mentally unfit for duty twice during his turbulent career, arrested 2 times, and accused of beating a girlfriend. Do you hear this? This is the background of a so-called police officer. He's been arrested 2 times and accused of beating a girlfriend. These are the type of individuals that they have on their police force. Also, his childhood friend Michael Laporta was shot near the back of the head with Kelly's service weapon in 2010, a case that was initially ruled an attempted suicide before being reopened recently by both the Chicago Police Department and the Independent Police Review Authority. Turner and Green, however, knew nothing of Kelly's past when they crossed paths with him in July 2013. Kelly had been on patrol when he responded to a call to assist other officers in towing cars from behind the couple's back of the yard's home. Green and Kelly exchanged angry words with the officer, promising to come back and take every car the family owned, the couple said in an interview. Turner, who was about 6 weeks pregnant at the time, said she then pretended she was recording the incident on her cell phone and stepped closer to her van, but she dropped her phone, and as she went to pick it up, she said she heard Kelly yell, "Taser, taser, taser." The first taser shot hit her in the abdomen, though the electrical current was minimized because only one of the cartridge's 2 prongs hit her, records show. She felt a small prick, however, and froze. Then Kelly deployed the taser's second cartridge, which hit her in the arm and sent a painful joint through her body, Turner recalled. Kelly walked over, pressed the taser in her skin, and shocked her again. So, Turner fell to the ground, she recalled. Quote, "It's excruciating pain," Turner told the Tribune earlier this year. "It feels as if someone sticks needles in you and then sets them on fire." She miscarried several days later. Green was charged with aggravated assault on a police officer. And you see, that's how they always do. Anytime the police do something that's wrong, they turn around and they try to put the charge on the victims. And you white people that come to this channel and watch this video, before you start claiming how racist I am just for reporting this, I want you to answer something. Tell me and tell everybody else in the comments section, when is Black life matter? When does it matter? Because this young lady, she had a miscarriage behind the event of a rogue white police officer who has a troubled past. And not one white person, I bet, appears in the comments section that will not defend that. They'll sit there and come up with every excuse in the world as to why does she walk by her van. Because she has a right to. It's her property. She's on her property. It's her car. It's not against the law to walk over towards her vehicle. That doesn't make sense. Neither is dropping your phone and going to pick it up. It's nothing against the law. So they're paying her $500,000 for shocking her with the taser, but more importantly, killing her baby. That's what they did. And then the article has the audacity to put the words in ink on paper that he's still on active duty. This is what black people have to deal with all the time from savages. It's barbaric. And that's the way we see it because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So now we get to the testifying. Not testifying, I said testifying. This is when police officers or so-called police officers get on trial. They get in the courtroom in front of a judge, and this is when they lie to everyone. So at the couple's criminal trial, Kelly testified that he deployed his taser because Turner tried to open the passenger door of the van against his orders and then fled. But the tow truck driver did not corroborate Kelly's account. See what I mean? Testifying that he never saw Turner touch the van door. He also said that she was not running away from Kelly when she was stunned with the taser, as police could contend, but standing in the middle of the street facing Kelly when it happened. You hear this? A Cook County judge acquitted Green and Turner. Well, I'm glad to hear that. At least someone, and it was a judge in this case, who had common sense. Green filed a complaint with IPRA within days of the taser incident. Turner followed shortly after. Records show IPRA did nothing with the couple's sworn statements for nearly 2 years until their attorney asked for the case filed shortly before their criminal trial. IPRA investigators then interviewed Kelly and his partner, exonerating Kelly in June 2016. So you hear this, these white folks sat on this for 2 years doing nothing, not doing their jobs. Didn't do nothing with it. IPRA reopened that investigation last summer, stating that it wanted to review Kelly's mental fitness evaluations and depositions taken in the civil case. The case remains open, officials said. The agency also reopened the La Porta case, but it's unclear how aggressively it is pursuing its re-examination. The police department announced it would take a second look at the case last year, but still has not interviewed La Porta. IPRA, which initially ruled that Kelly did not shoot La Porta, officially reopened the case in March, and its investigators also have not yet spoken to La Porta. Well, I'm not concerned about La Porta's case here, but Granite said that he believes IPRA shares culpability in its failure to discipline officers. Well, that's true. Quote, IPRA is complicit in costing the city money, and they're not doing their job, he said. And didn't I just say that? Quote, when they protect these bad officers, they cost everybody. And with that said, family, I'm going to share this short video with you right now.
By the time we made it to the front, they're taking the vehicles. Officer Kelly comes around to the front of the house and writes tickets on another one of my vehicles, my work van, well, a family vehicle, and stated that he would be back to take everything I own. And within the next day or two, he came back to make good on that promise. And he also got to saying that how his Officer Kelly had just received the taser and he's ready to use it.
We come up, I begin to come off the porch with my cell phone in my hand. As I'm coming off the porch, Ulysses is asking Officer Kelly, like, you know, what's going on. He was yelling, no one goes near the car. I'm effing towing it. We're towing this ML. I told you I was coming back. And he just was yelling like things like that. And he, Mr. Green, he's asking him, what are you towing my car for? This is my family van. I have stuff in my vehicle. There's no missing information. Everything on the car is legit. So as I bend down to pick the phone up, I hear taser, taser, taser. They tased me once. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling pain going through my body, but I don't know what to do. It's excruciating pain. I don't know what to do besides just stand there, and then I get tased again. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't raising my voice. I wasn't cursing. I wasn't, you know, posing any threat to him. I wasn't, you know, I never opened the door or tried to attempt to open the door, any of that. And I'm like, okay, I've never been through this before. For me to be getting tased, it went through my head all in that 1 second, like, am I really being tased? And that's pretty much how I felt, because I have never had any contact or had any, got in trouble or any reason to have, like, as far as officers is concerned.
Find out that the people that are supposed to serve and protect and do something like this, and there are other people that are supposed to make sure that these people are serving and protecting, and they're not doing your job. And where will we ever get any justice if the people that's supposed to be protecting us ain't going to protect us, and they can do things to harmful or hurtful to us? And then the people that's supposed to be watching over them to make sure that things like this doesn't happen, they won't even do anything. I'm literally afraid. This is the God's honest truth. I'm afraid of this guy to move out the neighborhood, trying to prevent from even bumping heads to him. And it's a shame to be afraid to come outside of your home because of the police officers.
So you heard it all from the horse's mouth. Thanks a lot for watching, family. Peace and love to you and yours. Until the next video, don't forget to love yourself. I'm out.